Sony's got a camera for every type of underwater shooter. Whether you're a photographer, videographer, or both. Maybe you just want to take some great shots on your annual dive trip or gearing up for a full-on career in underwater imaging. Let's break down the Sony lineup of cameras and figure out which one is best for you. First up, we have the A6700, Sony's latest APS-C camera that packs high-end features inside a budget-friendly and compact body. You get a 26 megapixel APS-C sensor, 4K video at 120 frames per second, and in-body image stabilization. If you're a macro shooter, you'll love the extra reach from the crop sensor lenses while retaining full resolution of your sensor. The A6700 fits inside the Ikelite DLM underwater housing, which is small and compact enough to fit in a carry-on and virtually weightless underwater. Plus, Sony's crop sensor lenses will save you money while still delivering tack-sharp images. For around $1,500 here in the US, the A6700 should not be overlooked. Next in the compact lineup is the Sony ZV-E1, a small but mighty full-frame camera built primarily for video shooters. If you want pro-level image quality in a travel-friendly package, this is Sony's smallest full-frame camera they've ever made, and it packs some powerful video features. At its core, the ZV-E1 shares the same 12 megapixel full-frame sensor as the A7S3 and FX3, meaning exceptional low-light performance and 4K video up to 120 frames per second. It also features Sony's AI autofocus, making subject tracking incredibly reliable. However, to keep the size down, there are some trade-offs. No EVF, a single SD card slot, and fewer physical controls compared to a more traditional style mirrorless camera. When it comes to photography, the 12 megapixel sensor isn't designed for high-resolution stills, but it's still good enough for sharing your images on social media. If your focus is on video, but you want the option to snap a few images here and there, this will get the job done. For underwater shooting, we offer this camera inside the compact DLM style housing. If you're a travel-focused videographer looking for a high-end video setup for diving, the ZV-E1 is an excellent choice. At $2,200, it's a great way to get into full-frame video without sacrificing pro-level features. Next up, and sticking with the compact cameras, we have the Sony A7C II, another full-frame option for photographers that want top-tier image quality without the bulk. It's incredible that Sony was able to pack so much tech inside a camera body that's similar to the size of the previous two cameras, and we're happy to accommodate it inside our DLM style housing. That means that you get a full-frame system at nearly half the weight and size of a traditional mirrorless system. The A7C II is essentially a miniaturized A7 IV, with the same 33 megapixel sensor, cropped 4K 60 frames per second video, and 7 stops of image stabilization. However, it does have an edge over the A7 IV by featuring Sony's AI autofocus processor, delivering a more reliable autofocus system. Of course, the smaller size does come with some trade-offs. You get just one SD card slot and fewer custom buttons. And if you're an EVF shooter, the A7 IV does have a higher resolution viewfinder. Personally, I don't find that to be a deal breaker, as I'd take a more compact system underwater any day. For those of you that want a little bit more flexibility, especially with this full frame sensor, we do offer this camera in our larger DL underwater housing. This will give you a wider range of lens options to choose from, an optional external viewfinder for a more immersed EVF experience, as well as the ability to add our USB-C data transfer and charging bulkhead. So whether you're prioritizing compactness or versatility, the A7C II offers some very solid options. Released alongside the A7C II is the A7CR, so you can think of it like the A7C II's big brother. Essentially, it's the powerhouse A7R5 packed inside a compact body, making it perfect for photographers that want to take advantage of that massive 61 megapixel sensor for making big prints or heavy cropping. Like the A7C II, you're sacrificing some space, which means only one SD card slot and fewer custom buttons. However, you are inheriting that A7R5's AI autofocus, making this a true high-resolution photography machine in a compact, travel-friendly body. That said, this isn't the best option for hybrid shooters. That large sensor has a slow readout speed and poor noise performance in video. So while you still can capture some video clips on your dive, it's not as video friendly as the A7C II. Because the A7CR and the A7C2 are so similar, they fit inside that same DLM and DL housing with the exact same mount. So you have the option to stay compact with the DLM housing, or go for the larger DL housing, which again will give you the wider range of lenses, optional external viewfinders, and the USB-C bulkhead. For around $3,000, the A7CR is a serious tool for photographers that want high-resolution stills. Next up, we have the A7S3, the ultimate low-light video camera. If the ZV-E1 caught your eye earlier, the A7S3 takes it to the next level with some serious video recording flexibility. Like the ZV-E1, it features the 12 megapixel sensor that's optimized for video, delivering incredible low-light performance and clean, noise-free footage at ISO 12800. You get 4K video up to 120 frames per second, 10-bit 422 internal recording, and an ultra-fast readout speed that cleans up any rolling shutter. But unlike the ZV-E1, the A7S3 has dual card slots, an actual EVF, and more physical buttons for easier control, especially in an underwater housing. For photography, again, this 12 megapixel sensor isn't great for high resolution stills, but if you want to share some quick snapshots on social media, it's great for that. If video is your main focus and you want a more robust system than the ZV-E1 and a camera that has an EVF, the A7S3 is the better choice. For underwater use, the A7S3 fits inside the DL underwater housing. This will give you the wider range of lenses, optional viewfinder accessories, and the USB-C data transfer and charging bulkhead. At around $3,500, the A7S3 is a serious investment, especially for an older camera. But if you want the best low-light video performance with pro-level features, it's absolutely worth it. Now let's talk about the Sony A7 IV, a workhorse full-frame camera that balances high-end photo and video capabilities. If you want a camera that does both without major compromises, this is it. With a 33 megapixel sensor, 4K video at 60 frames per second with a slight crop, and 7 stops of in-body image stabilization. Unlike the A7C2, you get the dual card slots, as well as more custom buttons for mapping quick settings inside your underwater housing. The electronic viewfinder is also a step up from the A7C2, offering a higher resolution for those that rely on the EVF for composing shots. And while it might not have the AI autofocus that the A7C2 does, it does still have an incredibly fast and reliable autofocus system that shouldn't disappoint. For underwater use, we offer the A7C4 inside the DL housing. This will give you the wider range of lenses, optional viewfinders, and the USB-C data transfer and charging bulkhead. For those of you that want a more compact rig, the A7C2 might be a better fit, but if you want the dual card slots and more physical buttons, the A7 IV for around $2,500 is a solid choice. Next is the Sony A7R5. This is for photographers that demand the highest resolution and the smartest AI autofocus that Sony has ever put in a camera. If you're after ultra detailed 61 megapixel stills with industry-leading subject tracking, this is the camera for you. If you're looking at this camera, you primarily shoot stills, but you still have the ability to shoot video at 8K or oversampled 4K 60, but again, the slow readout speed of this massive sensor makes it less ideal for video. Unlike the compact A7CR though, the A7R5 offers dual card slots, more controls, and a higher resolution EVF, making it great for composing shots underwater, especially with the optional viewfinders. Plus, with 7 stops of in-body image stabilization, you can get razor-sharp handheld images in the most challenging underwater conditions. When taking this camera underwater, the A7R5 pairs with the DL underwater housing. This will give you the wider range of lenses for that 61 megapixel sensor, optional viewfinder accessories for that high-resolution EVF, and the option to add the USB-C data transfer and charging bulkhead. For those that want top-tier image quality and autofocus, for around $3,900, the A7R5 is the camera for you. Now, if you've made it this far and you're still craving more performance, then you need to check out the A1 Mark II. Sony's flagship camera takes all the features from all of these cameras and packs it into one camera body. It's got a great 50 megapixel stacked sensor, 30 frames per second burst shooting, and 8K video up to 30 frames per second. And the latest AI autofocus will keep you locked onto subjects no matter how fast they're moving. So whether you're shooting ultra high resolution photos or super detailed 8K video, the A1 Mark II is the ultimate hybrid camera. If you're seriously considering the A1 Mark II, you can check out my video that compares the Mark II and the Mark I, but for around $6,500, the Mark II is the top tier choice for those that demand the very best in photo and video capabilities. Alright, our final camera is the Sony FX3, designed for shooters that are all about video performance. Though it's been over 4 years since its release, the FX3 still reigns as the top choice for underwater cinematographers who prioritize video quality. Like the A7S III and the ZV-E1, the FX3 offers that 12 megapixel sensor for incredible low light performance, and a fast 1:1 readout at 4K 60 and 4K 120 with a 1.6 times crop. Personally, I like that I can shoot the FX3 in 48 frames per second for smooth, natural slow motion video, and it's never let me down in some of the most beautiful underwater environments on Earth. And again, this sensor is not set up for photography, but I have switched it to photo mode a few times and captured some of my favorite images that have been perfectly suitable for sharing online. For shooting underwater, the FX3 fits inside the DL housing. This gives professional cinematographers a powerful and reliable system that supports a wide range of lenses. At around $3,900, the FX3 is the go-to for underwater cinematographers that want the best in video performance in any environment. Alright, so that's the lineup of Sony mirrorless cameras. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into which camera is right for you. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below or shoot us an email to ikelite@ikelite.com.